Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. Thank you so much for finding me and joining me. It's really been amazing. I'm just going to take a minute and do a little bit of sort of housekeeping stuff. A couple of days ago, I think it was 3 days ago, I was jumping up and down because I was so excited because I had hit 500 subscribers. I checked just before I came on here, and I'm over 900. Thank you, thank you. Somebody who knows about this stuff told me that this is what a snowball looks like. And now, I don't mean to differ with people who know what they're talking about. This doesn't feel like no snowball, folks. This feels like a blizzard. And I truly am grateful for every single snowflake that falls in my direction. I have viewers. I've gone sort of international. I've got Trinidad and Tobago and Singapore and Sweden and Spain and Germany and Netherlands and of course New Zealand and Australia and the United Kingdom, Canada, and of course the United States. Speaking of which, happy 4th of July. I have been a little bit overwhelmed with the the amount of interest and attention coming my way. So if I'm a little slow answering comments and especially emails, please just bear with me. I am working on figuring out a way to make scheduling the readings easier and kind of more efficient. So, and just as an aside, I am in mountain time zone. So, Montana to New Mexico and Arizona. That's the time zone that I fall in. So we need to be mindful of that so that you're not thinking one time and I'm thinking another time. Again, thank you, thank you. I am, again, overwhelmed by blessings, your support, the generosity, the interest. It is remarkable to me. I also want to, again, give a little shout out of gratitude and thanks to Jen Lim Tarot. Thank you so much. And again to Tarot Apprentice. As I was running around trying to get organized for this reading this morning, I literally heard myself say the words, "Lord, have all the mercy." And I thought, yep, that's what I need, all right. And you all, I'm sure, know exactly where that phrase comes from. By the way, I was looking yesterday and his t-shirt is out and it looks really, really nice. Okay, that's enough of that. So, happy July 4th. I have a question, and my question boils down to this. Exactly how delusional is Trump? Okay, I mean, we've got the military style 4th of July parade. This morning, he tweeted that those people should be glad because they are being treated better than from where they came. I'm sorry. Putting people in cages, not giving them the necessity of life, feeding them crap, containing them in cages where they are literally stuffed closer together than sardines in a can. I don't think that man has one thing to say that is positive, but yet he seems to manage to come up with these absolutely inane statements to pat himself on the back. Okay, so you've got that going on. You've got the July parade, which is, has turned into a political rally. That I understand was never ever the intention. The 4th of July is supposed to be a celebration of the birth of the United States, not a celebration of Trump and his ideas. So that's unfortunate. The other thing, the SCOTUS thing, that was supposed to be all settled. And then yesterday he comes out with, no, we're still going to, do that citizenship thing. So clearly this is a man who has absolutely no idea about the fact that there's laws in your country and they're supposed to be followed, and court orders or court rulings are supposed to be followed. On it every day, I'm reminded more and more of that story, The Emperor Has No Clothes, right? He's in another world. It's sad. So, my reading today is going to be exactly how delusional is he these days, because, I thought he was nuts 18 months ago, but really, he's reaching new heights. So, let's bring y'all down and let's see what we see today. Okay, so just one or two more quick shuffles. Position that a bit. Okay. So, Trump and his delusions. Trump and his delusions. Trump and his delusions. We are looking for his current mental state. Donald Trump, mental state. Where are we at? Here we go. Okay, well, he's juggling things. He's, honestly, word that comes to mind, bit of a split personality going on here. Okay. He thinks that if he just spins things, everybody will fall into line behind him. It's not happening. It's not working out so well for him. He thinks that he is, the hardest working, the most intelligent, the most picked on president that the United States has ever had. Wee little bit delusional there, buddy, just a bit. He really does. He thinks his ideas and his thoughts are just so special, so creative, so amazing. And he doesn't, part of him just doesn't understand why people will just not fall in line. Like, what's the matter with you guys? The government is going to work. Take comfort from that. He may beat it up. He may kick it in the butt. It's going to hold, okay? Now, part of the reason it's going to hold is because the people of the United States are being incredibly vocal, and they are making sure that people are aware of their feelings and their attitudes. And that goes from every single level of government. And I'm talking like literally right down to town and country, state governments, all the way up. People have gotten much more involved, and they're making their opinions and their attitudes much more clear. And so what that is doing is creating an environment where government officials, all of them across the board, are becoming way more aware of the fact that, we're supposed to be working for the people. It's going to be a slow change, but trust me, there is power. Okay, I'm going to go back to that analogy of a snowball. It picks up speed, it gets faster and faster and faster, and before you know it, change happens. So, here's my card for Donald Trump. And there's my card for what he really thinks about, which is, money, his possessions, his status. That's sort of, again, the range of his thoughts. He wants, he just wants to be king. He really does. And he just doesn't understand why people won't get in line with that. And the faster and the faster and the faster that things start to move and push back against him, the more sort of erratic and crazy he's going to become. Now, I have said this before, as, death by 1,000 cuts. As everything starts to progress and move forward and more stuff comes out and more information comes out and there's more leaks and there is more pushback, he is going to become more and more erratic. Now, unfortunately, I do not know if his party, particularly the Mitch McConnells of the world, are actually going to step in at some point and say, okay, you know what, buddy, enough is enough. It's time for you to go. You are completely unbalancing the American morals, principles, and way of life. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do know that the people, the people are going to create a change of fortune for him. It's, it's not like people don't know what he is. They do know what he is. They know he's a con man. They know he's a liar. And frankly, these days, they either know or strongly suspect that mentally he is, like, honestly not in a good place. I mean, come on. If your Uncle Harry was behaving like this, flares would be shooting up into the sky saying, we got to deal with this. We got to get him into a doctor. We've got to something. But, Trump and his little followers just carry on as if this is normal times, and anybody who says it isn't is just being mean. Oh yeah, and heaven accepted the results of the 2016 election. You Democrats did accept the results of an election because you believe in the rule of law. You believe in the sanctity of elections. So you've got it straight. The problem appears to be that, he actually doesn't have it straight. And what Democrats and independents and some Republicans have done as a result of that election is start to push back. They've, indivisible. They have started to create groups and movement and momentum. That is what caused the 2018 success. And that is what's going to cause the 2020 election success, swinging more blue and, frankly, honestly, more sane. There comes his fall. There comes his fall. I so wish, you guys, that I could just say it's going to happen here and this is how it's going to happen. I can't do that. I'm not sure that any tarot reader can do it. Everything is fluid, right? And so things change. And it's very hard. First of all, it's really hard to get timing down in any sort of a tarot or energy reading. But it's especially hard in this instance because you're not dealing with somebody who is running along the sanity road, okay? You're kind of dealing with somebody whose energies are like that. They're just all over the place, right? They're just skittering and scattering and they make no sense and there's no rhythm. And so when you try to tune into the guy, you kind of end up in it's like a tornado, right? It's just these whirlwinds of speed and thoughts and ideas and fragments and words. And there's no coherency to what goes on with this guy. It's like, kind of like putting thoughts in a blender and pressing puree, okay? You can't get a handle on them. But trust me, the fall is coming. He's going to be leaving. He's going to be sad to leave. But make no mistake, you're protected. Your country is being watched over. Lessons were learned about not giving the government all the power, retaining the power for the people. You've got angels watching over you. You've got guidance coming to you. And it's going to be okay, all right? You've got the Five of Cups. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, you've got the Tower. But what sits over that is Temperance. It's going to be okay. Now, his tricks aren't going to work. And frankly, the other side's tricks, if you will, are going to hold him in check. Those silly little tricks called, the rule of law, the courts, legislation, those kinds of things. That is going to be what works very, very hard to hold him in check until such time that he removes himself one way or t'other from that White House. And when he goes, there's going to be such a sigh of relief from the people, but at that point, he is going to, whatever craziness is holding him together now is sort of going to shatter. And he's not going to recover. Frankly, he's not going to recover from the rejection. It's going to be devastating to him, his psyche, his thought processes. And praise God, let's hope his family, and they kind of disappear with him. Okay. The only thing I would like to say to conclude this is if you are enjoying 4th of July celebrations, barbecues. I'm always so impressed. You know, we comes this time of year, in magazines, you see all those pastries and cookies, and they're all decorated in red, white, and blue. They look so yummy. So if you're celebrating, be mindful of the fact that today's a bit of a testy day, and you want to be safe. You want to keep yourself and those you love kind of protected. Be cautious, be aware, because I have kind of a feeling that while there is all this celebrating going on, there could also be a little bit of trouble going on. So let's just be mindful of that. So on this 4th of July, it boils down to this. Your president is a little nuttier than he was a few months ago. The delusions have taken hold, and they are what guide him and what controls him. The upside, however, is the people are strong. The moral compass is holding about how people should and should not be treated, is holding. Your governments are working as hard as they possibly can to keep those checks and balances in place. You'll survive. You're going to get through this. I'm not telling you it's going to be a piece of red, white, and blue cake, but you'll get through it. And the lessons that you are learning will become incorporated into the psyche of the people, and that will literally be passed down like DNA into the generations that follow, so that you work hard and are mindful of this never happening again. I thank you very, very much. I'm just so grateful and so appreciative for all of the shout outs, all of the support, the subscribers, the views, the likes, the comments. It's brilliant. Speaking of comments, everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I respect the fact that everybody is entitled to their opinion. Please do not come on my website, on my YouTube channel, and be vulgar and rude. It has no place in society. And honestly, I work with the light and for the light. And so really, I may be sarcastic, but I'm not vulgar. And it has no place in my light or in my world. Happy 4th of July. Thank you to all of my subscribers who apparently are starting to span the world. I'm so excited. So for right now, take care. Be well. I'll see you soon. Bye.